Good, MP?
MP, how you feeling?
MP, you're about to go off. They call this place the phone booth. So dial up a dump.
Get after it, MP.
Spectators engaging in such behavior are subject to ejection and possible arrest. Please report any violations of these rules to the nearest usher, security guard, or arena staff member.
Just a reminder, folks, your game is going to be here for a quick break giveaway. Coming in the game to get security and your favorite mascot. Team wins.
Rally Devil Day is almost here. DC fans come out to the gate and you'll get a chance to get your own visit to Rally Devil.
Hey, and look at
After this, fans are already pumped up, and the energy is visibly escalating outside of this venue. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. And we got a special game for you tonight. This one part of the NBA Cup. Tonight, we'll see the Washington Wizards as they play against the Boston Celtics. Alongside Greg Anthony, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And tonight, we'll be joined by the man with his finger on the pulse of the NBA, no one better than Shams Charania. Shams, it is so great to have you courtside with us.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much. Talking basketball is what and honestly, we were born to do, so let's do it.
And look at the guys by our side, man. We all love this game. Let's go right into it. Moving through November in a fresh new season filled with young talent, we're keeping our eye on the rookie talent all across the NBA and how they've been playing. So, that in mind, here's a look at the Rookie Race Watch to see who might be in the running for the Rookie of the Year later on down the road. You look at George, not really the start he wanted to have for his NBA career, but the season is young. He can still fight his way, guys, into the conversation.
And clearly, he's still finding his footing in the league. It hasn't been quite as smooth a start to his season as many had hoped for.
And this is why it's hard to judge a player in their rookie year. Everyone develops at their own pace. Not everyone will have instant success.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Jay out there with White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 down low. And for Washington, Jordan Poole is out there with Marcus Smart. Then it's Sarr. Then it's George. And it's Coulibaly in at the small forward position. And for MP specifically, these cuts. Games have extra meaning. He's made it very clear he really wants to take this home.
And I think of this game 3 of the group stage as moving day. We separate the contenders from the pretenders. MP will have to step up, take on a big role tonight.
When you think about the great teams that we have seen and the great seasons that we have watched over the many decades, where do you think historically Boston's season will be placed?
The greatness of the Celtics can be measured in any one of their players can win an MVP, whether it's Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Jrue Holiday. They all have the ability, and Kristaps Porzingis, to all win individual accolades. But what makes them so great is they can sacrifice and be one for each other. You think about starting fives. The 2017 Warriors, the 24, 25, 25, 26 Celtics. For years to come, this Celtics group has a chance to compete.
Jay misses. And so Poole will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. It's a 3-point game. And Sarr throws it down.
That board looked easy for Sarr at 7-1. You expect second chance opportunities like that.
The latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks very much. Brian Keefe shared a few moments with me. Coach said they want to force Jason Tatum to uncomfortable spots on the floor. Now, they recognize those spots are few and far between, but Coach wants to keep Tatum out of the paint specifically. If his team can do that and force Tatum to shoot more from outside, they feel relatively good about their chances. Back to you.
Thank you, David. All right, Shams, I know you can't reveal all your secrets, but how do you develop relationships with your sources, the players, the agents, the GMs, the scouts all over the NBA.
It comes year after year. This has been something I've been doing for the better course of the last 15 years. So for me, it's about relationships, it's about daily communication, and making sure that I keep the trust, I keep the faith, and I keep a level of respect with everyone that I come across. Relationships are the name of the game, especially in the NBA.
Well, that's what I've heard about you. They trust you. So if they're going to confide, they know they can trust you. I would think that would be maybe the core of how you operate.
Trust and faith, and that develops early, not taking shortcuts. I'm very much for the long game.
Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against Cleveland. Pass to George. Here's Sarr. Now, here's Poole. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And that time, no dribbling needed for Poole to cash in.
Boston is gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And the league continuing, Shams, to tweak the rules around replay review. But would you set a time limit to maybe tweak it a little bit?
Have to, right? Especially some of these games and the way they're ending. It's something to try. If you can't find a cause to really overturn in a minute or two, let's keep this game moving. I think we all love a free-flowing game.
I agree. And there's the drive. White with the defensive effort.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Well, this is what you love to see. Porzingis attacking the rim.
Wizards have gone 2 of 6 from the field. And it's Brian Keith calling timeout here. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
Let's make some noise for your Wizards answer.
Wizards making a switch here. Dave's checked in. Hey, Shams, you're always on the pulse of those league-changing trades. We certainly saw some impactful ones last season.
Across the board, the Pacers, the Mavericks, they made deep runs, and they did so on the back of some big trade deadline moves. Those are transformations that excite all of us to witness. Even New York getting OG Anunoby at the trade deadline. This is a league that's built on capitalizing at the moment and striking when the iron's hot, and we saw multiple teams do that this last season.
That trade deadline was phenomenal for those teams you mentioned. Really impactful.
Yeah, and guys, when White's got the ball in his hands, you can count on him to make the right decision.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's Celtics leading by 19 points. On the floor for Boston, the small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday out there with Jay, and it's Queta in at the center. When you look at the NBA, Shams, any changes you'd like to see?
To me, it's having players stay healthy, right? I would love to have a rule that players just play and the top players are there playing the most meaningful moments of regular season games and allowing players to have freedom defensively. And the league can find plenty of other ways to discourage players, but to allow players to really be there in the big moments, to defend at a high level. And I would just love to have a healthy serum that we can spread around the league and keep these guys on the floor.
I think here at the table, we're all nodding our heads, looking up and down. We all agree completely with what you're saying. He hits the second from the line.
And he's the glue that holds this team together. Brogdon's calm demeanor and lead. By example approach is so valuable to this squad.
Now here's Tatum. His last outing, he had 8 points. Pass to Brogdon. It's blocked. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. And the basket by Jay. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Boston.
Wow, those early blocks are key. They are intimidating their opponents and making them hesitant.
And they are also just outworking the opposition in transition. When the break is on, they've continued to find ways to score.
Hey, Shams, we know you've reported on so many big trades that did happen. Were there ever a few that were close to happening but may have fallen apart at the 11th hour?
I always wait until things are 100% confirmed, but listen, there's always a trade or two that's viewed as done but just does not happen, whether it's sours, whether something falls apart. There's always one deal or two that falls apart at the trade deadline or in the offseason, but I try to wait as best I can and make sure that when I report, it is confirmed.
Outstanding. Here's Brogdon after the made shot from Jay, and he gets the bucket.
Good shot from Brogdon. He's got great shot mechanics.
Here's Jay. He's guarded by Brogdon. Tatum no good. Wizards trail by 21. Brogdon the pass to Holmes. And Holmes throws it down.
A primary responsibility of Brogdon's. When someone is open on his squad, he gets it to him.
Here's Jay. He's guarded by Brogdon. And Queta gets it to go.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Now expansion is coming, Shams. Is the league ready, in your estimation, for some more cities and new teams?
The NBA seems to be ready. I think I'm ready. Kevin, are you ready? Because the last expansion was, what, 20 years ago? That's the longest wait for this league since it began. And so I think Adam Silver and this league are going to take their time and really figure out exactly where they want to expand to. But the question is, Kevin, are you ready?
I am always ready. I know the league is looking even overseas or even maybe south of the border for a possible new entrant. But the league has got so much talent on the bottom half of these rosters. I definitely think it's time.
And there's a great appetite, a great desire for a lot of these cities, not only in the States, but also abroad, like you said, to go bring in an NBA team to their city and bring some of the talent, the marquee names to their city.
Oh, it'll be terrific.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And so it's Brogdon with it. He brings it up for Washington. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
Not a close contest either. The last time they got together, everyone in the rotation played solid in the bench.
was the difference.
Yeah, give credit to those guys for playing with such aggressiveness. It makes a huge difference when you get that kind of boost from your second unit.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Well, guys, last season, a full 14 teams finished with between 46 and 51 wins. Plenty of teams in the picture. Adam Silver is thrilled with the level of competition.
Boston with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
And for that matchup with the Timberwolves, don't let a lack of focus steal one from you. Overlooking lesser opponents, but that's when they come and they bite you.
I overlook all opponents.
Now we'll take a look back at our featured game. That was quite a performance for the Boston Celtics.
When you could...
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Smart is out there with Jordan Poole. Then it's George. Then it's Coulibaly. And it's Czar in at the 5 spot. So that's who Brian Keefe starts the second half with. George finds Coulibaly. Shot clock at 6. And Smart the bucket on the assist by George. Smart's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Jay. 10 points for him. Porzingis passes to Jay. Tatum wide open. He fires one. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And nice. Shot by Tatum. Answering the three from the other end.
And here's Poole for 3. And it's White with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Here's Porzingis. He doesn't hit that one. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Poole with no one around. Drills it from outside. Poole's got 11 points.
Sneaking out to the corner. We don't normally see Poole there.
Here's Jay. Rebound, Washington. Next game, they'll take on the Pacers in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. George passes to Poole. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Oh, check out Poole taking it to the 10 with reckless abandon.
Here's Jay. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. Tatum with the screen on Poole. Tatum passes to Jay. Good defense by Poole. Washington has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Now, Coulibaly. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. George finds Coulibaly. Back to George for the 3. Rebound, Boston. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds here tonight. White the pass to Jay. Porzingis with a screen on Poole. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis has got 4 this quarter.
Well, he's a reason why they're winning right now. He's been efficient offensively, and his confidence continues to grow.
Pass to Czar. That basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Luke Kornet comes in for Porzingis. And it's Drew Holiday in for Derek White. Tatum a screen. Here's Jay, and it's Boston with another. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th. Getting into the danger area now. He's going to have to be a little more cautious down the stretch.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Corey Kispert's checked in for Smart. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for Jordan Poole. So a moment now to see the story for him.
And right now, he's in one of those grooves where he has a tremendous feel for the game. His assist numbers these past 5 look a lot different than from the rest of the season. And by different, I mean better.
Brogdon hits them both. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Jay. He's guarded by Brogdon. Tatum dishes to Holiday. Celtics passing it around. Tatum a screen. Shot from the top of the key. And Sarr pulls it down. Sarr's got his 6th rebound on the night. And Brogdon, here we go. Yep, that one goes in there.
And this is how confident Brogdon is in his scoring ability. Able to get it done from everywhere.
Here's Jay. He's got 12. Pass to Tatum. Launches it. Nailed from three-point land. Tatum's got 6.
And Tatum takes a lot of threes. And you see why, given he has this kind of accuracy.
Lets a floater go. The shot by Brogdon, no good.
And another miss. Oof, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. The kick out to Holiday. Shot from the wing. Washington with the rebound. Sarr's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Tries it from 9. And that one's good, Brogdon. Brogdon's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
He was all alone on that one.
Nice quick shot from Holiday. Not giving the defense time to react to him having the ball.
Here's Brogdon. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. 11 points in the game.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Jay. And there are the Celtics with another basket. We've got 1:23 left to play in the third. Here's Brogdon. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
What a difference a half can make. As much as he struggled in the first 2 quarters, he certainly made up for it with his play in the second half.
The 3 from Tatum. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Here's Brogdon. Again, Brogdon missing.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
One made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
We've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter. George against Tatum. And here's Brogdon from the arc. Again, Brogdon missing.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Tatum with a screen on Brogdon. Jay. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Boston Celtics with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
Foot on the gas, MP. Get in there.
And Washington has possession. Here's Poole. Rebounded by Hauser. Here's Jay. Lets it go with the three. Misses. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. And with that, they remain undefeated in group play.
And with just one matchup left, it looks like we'll be seeing them in the next round of the NBA Cup.
And that'll do it, folks. So for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.
Huge moment on the show today as I am ready to unveil my ultimate NBA Dynasty rankings.
All right, I mean, it took you long enough.
Actually, he brought this up 2 weeks ago.
Finally, Toby says something useful.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it would have taken me 20 minutes, but maybe that's because I know how to ball.
No one knows more than me, Russell,
Whatever.
about anything.
Oof, that is patently false.
And you can patently shut it.
That doesn't make sense.
Maybe not, Toby. I'm not a book boy like you, but I am a knower of ball, and I am ready to unveil my dynasty list.
All right, just say it already. Do we need a drum roll?
All right, here we go. In reverse order, please hold your applause until the end. Number 9, Hakeem's Rockets.
I like that. I like that.
Number 8, Isaiah's Bad Boy Pistons. Number 7, LeBron's Big 3 Heat.
You earned that one.
a sweat out here.
Hey, good look, baby. That's it. Nice bucket, Drew. Come on, MP.
Going.
Let's go! Yes, sir. That's the way I back up my game.
What's up, bro?
Hey, should we pick up something for dinner?
All the way.
There he is, man, myth, legend.
First day.
Do you think I'd be a good mascot?
For this team?
Hey, your family went to Orlando last week, right? Sure did.
So I'm thinking about letting the kids play the
There he is.
They're like chocolate color, and they're just kind of so lighter.
Win this thing so we can get some Italian beef sandwiches. MP, you're my favorite player, man. Always deliver. MP.
They can't stop you! They can't stop you!
Don't worry about that, man. You can beat anyone.
Subject to ejection and possible arrest. Please report any violations to these rules to the nearest usher, security, or arena staff member.
Fans, don't forget about our bubblegum giveaway day. Come to the game to get a free anti-demar bubblehead.
Fans, don't miss out on future Bull Pump games. We still have tickets available. Head to our website or visit our ticket booth. Kenny the Ball has been busy. He's been modeling for our upcoming basketball giveaway. Come to the arena in our next Bull Pump. A 6'10" center, number 9, Nikola Vucevic.
Welcome, everyone, to the final matchup before the knockout round. Things are starting to get a little chippy. Everyone jostling for that NBA Cup with two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill. I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Now that we're into November, let's see how the Eastern Conference standings are shaking out. You take a look at the Celtics. Still early, but they have the third best record in the conference. And, of course, there are the Bulls. They're a ways down in the standings.
Well, for the Celtics, I think we all knew they were going to be a dangerous team, but to their credit, they have lived up to those expectations. They're just not a team you want to face right now.
Yeah, and there really hasn't been any feeling out process for them at the start of the season. They were in peak form immediately.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. The two Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Then it's Kristaps Porzingis. Then it's Derek White, and it's Jay in at the point. And for the Bulls, Gideon White pair to make the backcourt. Nikola Vucevic is out there with Buzelis, and it's Dosunmu in at the 3 slot. You look at the Bulls, for them, the stakes could not be higher. They're 2-1 in group play so far. A win tonight is essential.
And they're going to do everything they can to lock down that third cup win. They want to try to punch their ticket to that knockout round.
And then when you talk about the Celtics, a 3-0 record in the NBA Cup. Looking tonight to finish group play perfect.
And not an easy thing to do. They'll be tested on the road tonight, but so far it's been so good for them.
It seems we always keep circling back around to the topic of MP, and tonight is no different with the last game for him in the group stage of the NBA Cup. Of course, he's professed that he's taking his team all the way to win the Cup this season.
Hey, more power to him. I mean, he's got the swagger to make those statements, and I'd say he's delivering so far. You know, the most inspiring thing about MP's leadership is how it rubs off on the team. The whole organization is rooting for his growth as a leader and the sort of impact that can have on elevating his teammates as well. I think we're going to be in for a good one tonight.
Now here's Vucevic, giving them some good production, putting up just around 16.5 points a game. White, good.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Driving inside, Jay got a piece of it.
When it comes to contesting shots, Buzelis is showing us that he's got great timing.
And you look at Matas Buzelis, size, touch, feel for the game too, Grant.
Oh, B.A., he's a connector. We all love seeing those offenses where the ball doesn't stick. He's a guy who'll keep things moving.
We'll go now to Allie LaForce, who spoke with Billy Donovan. Allie.
We discussed just how difficult Jason Tatum is to guard and what he wants his team to do against him. And Coach told me he's a very talented and polished player. I told our guys to stay in front of him, don't fall for the pump fakes, play smart and under control. It's easier said than done, but we'll see if they're up to the task. Guys, back to you.
Thank you for that, Allie.
That was a really nice sequence there. Just strong effort at both ends of the floor.
And that's exactly what you can control, right? Your desire, your hustle, your will to succeed.
Now here's Vucevic. He chipped in with 13 points in his last game. Can't cash in the 10-footer. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Outside White. 6 to shoot. Here's Jay. Top of the key jumper, no good. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Chicago. Trailing by 2. And this is their first time matched up with the Celtics this year. Outside Giddey. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
Well, you can see the long, lengthy frame of Josh Giddey on display.
And checking in with our rookie leaderboard. Here are the top scorers over the last 10 games. 5th best, Matas Buzelis.
He's shown that under the right circumstances, he can really make his presence felt on the scoreboard.
The Bulls making a switch here. Williams is checked in. And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing their last matchup with Orlando.
It really just wasn't a fun game for them. Their offense looked stagnant, and they couldn't get anything going.
I thought they were outworked and outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
Now here's White. 11 points for him last game against Orlando.
He was also an excellent setup man as well. This guy was cutting the defense to shreds with incredible passing.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 6 from the floor. Tatum with a screen. Here's Jay. Again, the miss by Boston.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Pass to Giddey. Now here's Vucevic. Back to Giddey. Count the basket. Giddey's gotten his 2nd bucket of the game.
Boy, it looked like the defense was perfectly positioned. Outstanding contest. And Josh Giddey says, I don't care. I'm scoring anyway.
With the drive. Kick out to Brown. There's Tatum with the 3. And it's Giddey with a rebound. The Bulls have gone 4 of 7, shooting a solid percentage. Drops in the layup for 2. Giddey's got his 3rd basket of the night. So it's Boston now. 4-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together last time out, losing to the Clippers.
And it was an awful game defensively. They lost the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
I'll tell you this, if you're going to allow your opponent to make that many shots, you have got to be as solid on the offensive end, and clearly they were not.
You're pushing the pace. Giddey using some speed to get his shot.
Well, the last time the Bulls won a playoff series was back in 2015, Grant.
That was back when Butler and Rose were their leading scorers. And it just shows you just how long it's been. But they've been stuck in mediocrity ever since. And right now, they are desperate for a breakthrough season.
Outside, Williams. Knocks it down from distance.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Celtics trail by 7. It's Brown on the wing. White, the pass to Jay from the arc. Buzelis grabs the board.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Back to White. Jacks up a 3. Boston with a rebound. Inside. Jay, the pass to Tatum. Fades and shoots. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Tatum's got 7.
Jason Tatum's jumper is just so pure. This guy is on point with the midi right now.
White finds Giddey. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. For Chicago. A big group substitution here for Boston. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Bulls.
They've been really going at the defense in the painted area, and so far the opposition really hasn't had an answer for them.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
All right, let's go to the sideline. We've got something on MP.
Hey guys, well as you know, MP grew up just outside of Chicago and has a lot of connections to the city, and I asked him what it's like coming home in a different jersey, and he said, it's great to be here. There's no feeling like returning to where you started. I love this place, this community, and these people. He was grinning as he told me he was able to get tickets from most of his old Plainview High teammates.
And Ali, even though he's playing against their beloved Bulls, you can tell a lot of this crowd is rooting for MP as well. Zach Collins out there with Patrick Williams. Then there's Dosunmu, then it's Ball, and it's Jones in at the 2 guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Now here's Porzingis. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. To the paint. Here's Jay. Ball with the rebound. Bulls leading by 6. Dosunmu, pass to Williams. Left side Jones. And there's a pick. From deep three-point range. The rebound by Jay. Celtics trail by 6. Right side Porzingis. Here's Jay, hounded by Ball. Jay, the pass to Porzingis. Porzingis punishing inside.
Well, Kristaps Porzingis, with that release point and that size, difficult to check in the painted area.
Dosunmu on the wing. 8 points in his last time out. Here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Here's Jay, coming off a 22-point game against the Clippers.
And with all the attention he drew offensively, he did a great job of just kicking to the open man.
There's the triple. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll head to the line for 3. Ayo Dosunmu picks one up. The NBA wanted to raise the stakes during the regular season. Mission accomplished. The Cup has been a hit with teams and their fans.
Yeah, team rivalries used to add drama to the regular season. Pacers, Knicks, Bulls, Pistons, Lakers, Celtics. But this tournament has added a whole new dynamic to get excited about.
Booz Ellis is checked in for Chicago. Giddey comes in for Dosunmu. Jones finds Giddey. And it's Kornet with a rebound.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Jay, the pass to White. Here's Jay. 5 points in the game. Oh, deflected. And now the Bulls in transition. Here's Booz Ellis. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball.
This is what Ball is known for. A selfless player who is terrific at facilitating the offense.
Outside White. Kornet sets a screen. Here's Jay, defended by Jones. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right. You can see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
And it's Jay missing. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. 7-point game, biggest lead so far.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Jay, the pass to Porzingis. What a finish from Porzingis.
Well, you love to see Porzingis battling through contact down low. That's a tremendous finish.
Going all the way to the rack. Here's Jay. And he lays it in on the break. And now just a 3-point Chicago lead.
And you can tell they're in sync right now, expertly turning the steal into fast break points.
And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. For Chicago, Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Collins. Dosunmu comes in for Jones. And it's Kobe White in for Ball. And here's White, an aggressive player on offense, scoring around 16 a game.
2 minutes.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half. 5 on the clock. Now the Celtics on the move. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
And they seem to have taken a more heads-on approach this quarter, and it's getting them to the free throw line.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Chicago ahead. They lead by 1. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
Big Diesel, Kenny the Jet, Ernie Johnson here. But before we dive into the scintillating analysis of the first half, let's check out the power rankings.
Checking out the Celtics, they've continued to play well, creeping up in the rankings. Hard to argue that they shouldn't be the number 2 team on this list, Ernie.
You could maybe even make a case for them being number 1, but at the very least, they've shown they're elite. Let's switch gears to the Chicago Bulls. They're in a tight one after the first half.
Total team effort. Instead of 5 starters, it's like they've got 7 or 8 guys getting.
Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Kicking off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. Tatum is the 4. With Porzingis at center, and it's Jay in at the 1. Pass to Buzelis. Here's to Sumu. From deep, Giddey. The rebound, Celtics. Tatum's got 4 rebounds in the game. Brown passes to Jay. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. Chicago leading. Knocks it loose. For the lead. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. Left side, Giddey. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Giddey's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Tatum inside. Wide open look. And it's Jay missing.
Since halftime, they've missed 3 of their first 4 shots. Still trying to get their legs under them.
Dosunmu, the pass to White. Oh, he got him with a pump fake, but he couldn't finish. Celtics trail by 3. Pass to Tatum. Here's Jay. Second chance effort. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Giddey. Nice shot there, making him 8 for 13.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Left side, Porzingis. Outside, Tatum. Pass to Jay. Back to Tatum. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds in the game. White for 3. The rebound by Jay.
His offensive output just isn't there tonight, but his teammates have found a way to pick up the slack.
And here's Brown. Big hit from outside. Jaylen Brown.
Now, Jaylen Brown is now so legit from deep, boy. You better make sure you're contesting that 3 ball. That's how good he is.
And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Kornet's checked in for Boston. And let's take a look at the top rookie rebounders. 5th best, Matas Buzelis.
Rebounding is a skill that can easily translate into the pro game. He had a reputation for being good on the boards, and he has certainly delivered on that.
And so here is Chicago. The lead is 2. Giddey with it. Now guarded by White. From deep. And there's White. That's good on the assist from Giddey. White's got 6 points.
That's just incredible court awareness by Josh Giddey. Understanding wide open man, I've got to find him.
Here's Jay. And he converts the layup.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Chicago leading by 3. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 3rd quarter. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Celtics. And Boston with some changes. Cadis checked in for Porzingis. And it's Hauser in for White. And so Brown will bring it up for the Celtics. They set the pick. Pass to Jay for the tie. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Jay's got 7 points for the quarter.
Jaylen Brown has improved as a setup guy. That pass was on time and on target.
Here's White. Outside Giddey. And it's Kornet with a rebound.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Outside, Brown. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. White for 3. The Bulls with another miss. Boston's gone 4 of 9 so far from the perimeter. Jay, the pass to Queta. Here's Jay. He's got 14. the inside. Queta uses the glass on the layup. Queta's got his first 2 points of the night.
Coaches love to see ball movement, especially when it gets you that kind of look.
Here's Giddey. Another steal. Here's Jay. Giddey defends. Yep, that one's good. Now it's a 4-point Celtic lead. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
Well, their D has been a major story tonight. I mean, those steals and putting pressure on the ball, clogging the passing lanes, impressive.
They've also been scoring on the break with how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court. Anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Fourth quarter play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. Gideon White pair to make the backcourt. Patrick Williams out there with Buzelis. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Chicago has gone only 1 of 4 from the perimeter here in this fourth quarter. Back to Giddey. Pass to Vucevic. Over Porzingis. Vucevic's shot is off. Boston has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the fourth. Takes it inside, and that one's good. Jay.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
And for Chicago, they're shooting 27% here in the fourth. Norris, this has been a good few years for teams from small markets, don't you think?
I certainly do, Brian. I mean, think about some of the most exciting players we have in the league. They're young, but they are captivating. Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Oklahoma City. Giannis has been in Milwaukee his entire career. The list goes on.
Here's Giddey, and he banks in the layup. Giddey's got 20.
Great to see Josh Giddey attacking like this. You've got to keep your foot on the gas pedal when you are shooting lights out.
Here's Jay. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. White looking it over. Dosunmu on the wing. Pass to Vucevic from outside the arc. Sinks the tray.
Well, what anticipation from the Montenegrin center. Vucevic reading the defense well on the catch and shoot.
Here's Jay. Giddey defends. And that one's good. Jay.
And a superb job of creating just enough separation to hit the shot.
Well, to me, that's about skill overcoming size. And how about the fearlessness at the offensive end?
Picked by Vucevic. And it's Giddey missing. Boston dictating the flow. Here's Jay. And the shot goes down. Jay's got 8 points in the quarter.
Even with the score as it is, he just keeps coming at you.
Back to Giddey. Boston with a rebound. Here's Jay. Pass to Shireman. Here's Jay. Tillman with a screen. Here's Jay. And the three-pointer goes. He's got 27.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Picked by Vucevic. White for 3. On target from range.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Pass to Shireman. Fires from deep. And the Celtics another 3.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
Well, you know this. This is a guy who's looking for his shot the whole time. You have to know who you're guarding. KYP, know your personnel.
Here's Jay. Goes up from the top of the key. They grab their own miss. A minute 15 left to play in the fourth. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. That one on Giddey. Doris, coaching is a difficult job. You think they're judged unfairly?
I do, BA. I think they go into any circumstance, and it's largely contingent on what is the strength of the organization. What's your ownership like? What is their commitment level to winning? What is your front office and the decision-making process like? But we all know this. Like, the coaches ultimately are the ones who are judged by wins and losses. They know that going in.
Boston's gone 4 of 5 from beyond the arc here in the fourth.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Celtics.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, BA, just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
This will mark their 13th win of the year. Not a bad number.
And against a familiar opponent, it's nice to establish a psychological advantage with a win in the first game.
And what a huge performance it was for Jay.
This guy putting on a passing clinic. If you want to know how to run an offense, roll back the tape from this evening.
Pass to Dosunmu. Now here's Vucevic. No good from outside. Here's Jay. Giddey defends. Beyond the arc. Misses there. So we see the Celtics taking the W here. And how about that performance in the NBA Cup? 4-0 in the group phase. They advance to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, while they've been dominant so far, it's single elimination going forward. A whole new game. But I do like their chances.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Allie LaForce, Doris Burke, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson alongside our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for watching. And we'll see you next time.
Keep it up, MP. Keep chopping wood. Solid effort tonight on both ends.
I admire your willingness to dress up in such a casual era.
I appreciate that.
Right. What makes a young man of your age pay special attention to how he dresses?
Man, I like to shop, you know.
all my life there's been things that I've wanted, and now I'm in a position where I can buy it. So I'm just trying to enjoy it and stay young and fly, you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Is there any item in particular you like to shop for?
Oh, for sure. It would have to be shoes. You know, I have at least like 400 pairs of shoes. I have a whole room that are just shoes, you know, sneakers, Chelsea boots, suede loafers, you name it. I got a bunch of them.
Hey, ready, MP?
Mama, there goes that name. Cavs always come to play, especially at home. Lock in, MP.